What's going on, everybody? It's Jeremiah. You're watching another episode of the Hill Shadows podcast. And as you can see, I'm by myself yet again. Actually, still not feeling well. But if you guys like the unexplainable, the paranormal, the mysterious, hit that subscribe button. That's the kind of content we cover here. And I got just a couple things I want to read for you guys tonight. The first thing is a phenomenon called the Valley Hill Lights, and that's in Springfield, Kentucky. We are located right in central Kentucky, so I wanted to start off this episode just by covering the Valley Hill Lights. And pretty interesting little story. And I'm just gonna read you a little bit about them. It's a phenomenon that's taking place that people claim will give them visions or whatnot. So it's very interesting. And I'll just I got this first one from Fandom. Fandom.com. And I'm just gonna read this, and I'll post the link down in the description if you guys want to check that out. But hopefully everyone's had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We had a good one here. We got to spend Thanksgiving with the family, and been putting up some Christmas decorations and stuff. So, been very blessed. Hopefully you guys have had a wonderful holiday yourself. Been a lot going on. Obviously, today is Black Friday, so everybody's in the saving spirit right now, I guess. I'm not one to really get into it too much. I like doing the majority of the shopping I do online, or when there are not so many people around. I prefer not getting involved with the crowds and everything. It's just adds a lot of stress to a stressful enough time, I feel like. And you guys bear with me. Every time I try to get something done, my phone dies. So. But yeah, we had a pretty good Thanksgiving. Pretty small crowd. We didn't have a lot of people in. When I was a kid, we always did the really huge family Thanksgiving. Just very distant family would show up. There would be a whole lot of people. It's slimmed down a lot over the years, and now it's pretty much just direct family. So it's not and I'm always dealing with some computer issues for some reason. Not working very well for me tonight. But we'll get everything situated and get this moving right along. So yeah, I'm going to start here with the Valley Hill Lights. And like I said, it's located near Springfield, Kentucky. And I don't believe I've ever been to Springfield. If my computer ever cooperates, I'll fill you guys in on a little more. But yeah, here we go. The Valley Hill Lights. Now I had other things I wanted to get into aside from the Valley Hill Lights. But we'll go ahead and get into this one first. Now, this happened in 1995, and it's described as random bursts of color to showers of golden flakes. Now, I'll go ahead and get into this. I'll post the link in the description for you guys, and also there are some pictures that accompany this. Now, I'll get a little more in detail as we go into the story, but I will also have those so you can see them either over here or over here one. So let's go ahead and get into this. So, thousands of people have flocked to Valley Hill in Springfield, Kentucky because of several visions of the Virgin Mary, along with random bursts of color and showers of golden flakes. The first person to have seen the visions was the owner of Valley Hill, Iona Wright, who claims to have seen several different visions for many years. On the day unsolved mysteries arrived, several eyewitnesses claimed to have seen several things in the sky, including strange dots and visions. Others saw people with gold on their faces. The most dramatic episode involved a Sunday school teacher, Ann Mudd, and her 8 students on April 6, 1995. One of the girls, Mandy Mattingly, claimed to have seen some strange colors around the sun. Soon the rest of the girls saw strange colors around the sun, claiming that it was pulsating. Soon strange gold colors appeared on the girls, and their teacher took pictures of them. One of the pictures showed angels around a girl. Another showed what they claimed was Jesus and the Virgin Mary with a veil. Sabrina Ballard claimed that a picture had the name of her deceased cousin, Kate Ballard, on it, on a tombstone. The mothers of the 2 girls were at first skeptical. However, they began having several visions, and they too soon became believers. Many people who were first skeptical about the Valley Hill have since become believers after having visions of their own. The visions have never completely been explained. Now, Springfield is a place located off of Route 55 in Kentucky. Now, it's about an hour's drive from Louisville. And as I said, Iona Wright is the owner of the area in which Valley Hill is located. Now, there was a paranormal investigator from the magazine, The Skeptical Inquirer, by the name of Dr. Joe Nickel. Now, he investigated the photos, and he claimed that the cause of the angel pictures were due to cartridge leakage, and that the Jesus and Mary picture was due to pareidolia. That's a pretty common phenomenon where the human mind is adept to seeing faces and things we look at when they're not actually there. He determined that the writing, as far as the tombstone picture goes, was from a chart that was on the back of the Polaroid photo. Comparisons with the chart seem to confirm this. Overall, he believes that most of the phenomena is just mass hysteria. So, pretty cool little story, and like I said, I wanted to get something on a Kentucky type phenomenon when we first started off here. That's where we live at. That's the main thing I deal with on a day-to-day basis. So, anytime I can find something that I didn't know about, I definitely want to share it with you guys. So, let's see what else I can find. I really want to get one more with you guys. I had like 3 things pulled up, and my phone died, so that's just how it goes, right? And then again, Ashley's not here with me tonight. I'm trying a little something different with the light. Hopefully this looks good, and it'll work out all right. I think I've gotten a solution to my audio problems that I've had as of late. And we'll see when we do this video. But I want to say I got them fixed. For the most part. Or I at least realized what I was doing wrong. But yeah. I'm not having the best luck with my internet connection. I don't know why. We got everyone in my house using the internet right now, and for some reason I'm the only one that can't make it work for them. Let's see. So I don't know. Okay, I do know what I'm going to get into, and this is something I wanted to get into anyway. As a matter of fact, I'm going to bypass everything else and go right into something that took place in Ohio. Now, this is a neighboring state. I'm also interested in things that go on close by, and Ohio is, I've spent a lot of time in Ohio over the years. It's not far away. Ohio is a lot closer to me than a lot of things in Kentucky, so I'm trying to find a good source to read this from now. Maybe we can find it on Wikipedia. That seems to be a decently reliable source. Now, this article is actually titled Circleville, Ohio, and it's the Wikipedia article that I'm currently trying to access for you guys. This was a pretty interesting story I came across earlier this week when I was researching for some material for this week. I'll go ahead and get into it. So, Circleville is a city in and the county seat of Pickaway County, Ohio, set along the Scioto River 25 miles south of Columbus. The population was 13,927 at the 2020 census. I worked that census, good census. The city is best known today as the host of the Circleville Pumpkin Show, an annual festival held since 1903. Now, the city's name is derived from its original layout, created in 1810 within the 1,100-foot diameter of a circle of a Hopewell tradition earthwork dating to the early centuries of the Common Era. The county courthouse was built in the center of the innermost circle. By the late 1830s, for numerous reasons, residents decided to gain authorization from the state legislature to change the layout to a standard grid, which was accomplished by the mid-1850s. All traces of the Hopewell earthwork were destroyed in Circleville, although hundreds of other monuments may be found in the Ohio Valley. By the mid-19th, so let me get into the letter of this place, right? We're not really too concerned about the actual location itself. I mean, we want to get insight onto where we're researching for sure, but let's get into the letter, right? Why am I? Okay, so it's not as easy as one might think to find this information. Anyway, it seems like CBS News has done quite an extensive job, in comparison to the others, they've done a better job covering this. So I'm just going to read the article they have here. If you guys want to check it out, be sure to post a link down in the description. So an anonymous letter writer terrorizes the small town of Circleville, threatening to expose their rumored dark secrets. So let's get into this. The peaceful character of the small town, best known for its annual pumpkin show, changed in March 1977. Circleville businesses and select residents started receiving anonymous letters with personal information and accusations. Now, there's a lot of pictures that go along with this story, and I'll be sure to post them so you guys can check them out while we're going along here. Some of the mysterious handwritten letters were sent out with no return addresses. Recipients were being accused of embezzlement, domestic violence, affairs, and even murder. Now, the affair was with school bus driver Mary Gillespie, and she became the main target of the letters. The writer accused Gillespie, who was married, of having an affair with married school superintendent Gordon Massey. Now, I'll post a picture of these two so you guys can check it out. Now, the one letter to Mary Gillespie reads, "Lady, this is your last chance to report in. I know you are a pig and will prove it and shame you out of Ohio. A pig sneaks around and meets others women's husbands behind their backs, causes families and homes and marriages to suffer." So yeah, there's There's some pictures in here, like I said. Now, there was the letter to Ronald Gillespie. The letters sent to Mary Gillespie didn't stop, and they became increasingly threatening. Her husband, Ronald Gillespie, began receiving them too. The writer, who was adamant that an alleged affair was happening between Mary Gillespie and Gordon Massey, wrote to Ronald Gillespie, "You should catch them together and kill them both." One evening in August 1977, while his wife was on her way to Florida, Ronald Gillespie received a mysterious phone call, allegedly from the writer. He drove off in his pickup truck and was killed when he crashed into a tree. A gun that had been fired once was found under his body, raising the question if he had been firing at the letter writer. The coroner ruled Gillespie's death an accident, but others suspect he was murdered. He was 35 years old. Mary Gillespie always denied having an affair with Gordon Massey, but after her husband's death, she says they began seeing each other. That's when the threats against her escalated. On February 7, 1983, Mary Gillespie was driving her bus route to pick up kids. This is the intersection where she saw an obscene sign about her 13-year-old daughter. Mary Gillespie tried to pull the sign down from a fence, but she noticed it was rigged with twine and a box. She took the box home and opened it. Inside was a gun, ready to go off. Mary Gillespie took the box to the police, and they quickly realized it was a booby trap. Investigators at Ohio's Bureau of Criminal Investigation uncovered the gun's serial number and traced it back to someone Mary Gillespie knew. The gun belonged to Paul Freshour. The news was shocking because Freshour was Mary and Ron Gillespie's brother-in-law. Freshour had always believed that Ron had been murdered and had pushed the Pickaway County Sheriff's Office to take a closer look at the case. When investigators interviewed Paul Freshour's estranged wife, she claimed he was also the Circleville letter writer. Although Freshour insisted he had nothing to do with the letters or the booby trap, he was arrested and tried for attempted murder. Mary Mayhew is the host of the Whatever Remains podcast, where she discusses the Circleville letters. She tells 48 Hours there's only one piece of evidence connecting Paul Freshour to the booby trap. "I think the gun is probably, to me in the entire scope of the investigation, the strongest evidence," said Mayhew. Although Paul Freshour was never charged with writing the letters, at trial the judge allowed in 39 of the letters. It was a break for the prosecution, who claimed the writing of the booby trap shared similarities to those letters. Freshour was convicted of attempted murder, and everyone presumed the letter writer was now behind bars. But the letters never stopped. Former FBI profiler Mary Ellen O'Toole looked at the letters that continued while Paul Freshour was in prison. After nearly 20 years, the letters stopped in 1994 when Freshour was released from prison. Over the years, Freshour still maintained his innocence. If a crime continues on and you have somebody in custody for a long period of time, you have to say, somebody else is sending these letters. They're not happening by magic. Somebody else is writing the letters, said O'Toole. 48 Hours wanted an independent analysis of the Circleville letters and turned to forensic document expert Beverly East, who studied some of the anonymous letters and some of Paul Freshour's handwriting examples. She pointed out how unique the letter G was written and a few other numbers which convinced her she knows who is responsible. East says she is 100% sure. That's an interesting little story, and it seems like the letters continued up all the way until the dude was released from prison in 1994. So those 20 years this went on for. A very interesting story. This comes from Ohio, right? So the Circleville letter, and Circleville letters mail gallery, and I'll include some pictures for you guys to check out. But like I said, I wanted to get into Ohio. We've covered a whole lot in Kentucky. I was really surprised to find the Valley Lights. I'd never heard of that, and I'm not really familiar with Springfield, Kentucky, like I said, but very interesting story. What do you guys think of the pictures? Do you think it looks like Jesus and the Virgin Mary? What about the tombstone? I thought the tombstone was a pretty easy one to to get on top of. I don't know. It definitely looks more of like a chart or something. I'll let you guys check it out. And what was the other? Oh, angels, yeah. Possibly some kind of lighting effect, I think. You guys let me know down in the comments what you think. And let me know how you guys Thanksgiving was. What was your favorite thing to eat for Thanksgiving? And did you guys put your Christmas tree up the day after Thanksgiving? Do you do it closer to Christmas? Earlier? Am I doing it right? Are we doing it wrong? Let us know. And happy Thanksgiving. Merry Christmas. You guys have a wonderful week. Enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving holidays. And thanks for hanging out with me a little bit tonight. I know it's a busy week. And it's probably going to get busier the closer to Christmas we get. So you guys be safe out there. Have a blessed Thanksgiving week. And I'll see you guys this time next week. Have a good one.